Welcome back to America's Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Bull. Thank you for being with us. This segment is brought to you by my company, Bull Realty. For customized asset and occupancy solutions, visit bullrealty.com. Well, today we're talking about commercial real estate technology. My guest is Michael Beckerman. He's CEO of CRETech and the News Funnel, and he's joining us on video. And Michael, we were talking about some of the new technology, some of the issues to watch out for, and some of the trends you're seeing in the tech space. I'd like to ask you about some of the new technology that you're seeing out there that maybe some of our listeners and viewers may not be that familiar with. And first, let's talk about multifamily. Is there some new technology or something out there that people might not know?
Well, it's a great question, Michael. So I often get asked, because again, our mission at CRETech is to try and help the commercial real estate industry at large discover technology. We do that mostly through our conferences. In 2020, it'll be New York and Austin. It'll be Austin and New York in that order. And I get asked like, well, what are the food groups? What are the categories that are adopting the fastest right now? And if you ask me, say, in the beginning of 2019, I would have said office. The end of 19, I definitely think it's multifamily. The multifamily sector is really, really getting very aggressive in terms of adopting technology and innovation. And I think, again, it goes to that point we were talking earlier about. It's because there's more and more people that are working in jobs at big multifamily developers, owners, asset managers, with the main position of trying to be the leader for that organization in terms of innovation and technology. So I think, if you look at like building access with companies like Latch breaking out, if you look at like data and analytics, companies like Lively out of Chicago, or companies in marketing like Remarkably out of Seattle, multifamily is definitely getting very, very aggressive in terms of adoption and innovation.
Yeah, and then you mentioned office, and it seems like there's been a lot of changes in how office space is used, and there's some pretty interesting technology for shared space and other options out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think on the office side, clearly the thing about WeWork, and we look at WeWork in our world more as a real estate company than a technology company, but they were. And they did a lot of great work in terms of raising the level of awareness about co-working. They didn't invent it, but they were great at getting the message out there, getting the word out there, and bringing tenants to the sector. But I think the category as a whole is really less about co-working and more about flex space. And I think there's a lot of technology that's going into that category with sensors, helping tenants and corporations understand how space is being utilized, both from an occupancy point of view, but also from an energy management point of view. So I think that's a very important category. And I think space as a service. And I think also tenant engagement is also a really important category. Companies like HQO and Equium and Lane are doing really well. And of course, data. Data is sort of the new oil. And I think companies like Reonomy and Cherry, Skyline AI, there's a lot of really exciting things that are being done in the data side of CRE.
Great, and if you're listening to this, you're driving down the road, you might be trying to look up some of these companies. I'll get with Michael, and we'll put links to these companies in our show notes at CREshow.com. And what are some tips, Michael, that you would give users of new CRE technology as far as using the technology, adopting it, or choosing which ones to use?
It's such a great question. So if you're whether you're a real estate company, whether you're a broker, whether you're a professional, what I tell people is like, look, because it's overwhelming right now. There's so many choices. There's so much happening. And a lot of these companies, they're just, they're not equipped to adopt technology yet. So I say, just go slow, get a plan. So here's the plan. First thing to do is to get educated. So subscribe to our CRETech daily newsletter, which is 10 great sources of information every morning. Go to a conference like ours, and there's others where you can sort of just get immersed in the ecosystem. appoint a person or a team at your organization to be responsible for doing the research and understanding what the landscape looks like so that they can reach out to a lot of these tech companies to learn more about them. Find out what your competitors and your peers are embracing as well. And also just look at your organization and understand, what can technology help you do better? Is it marketing? Is it, deal asset management? Is it data? And then just pick a few priorities and go out into the marketplace and pick the best ones that you think are getting the most adoption. Look at their funding, look at their customer base, and just go from there. I mean, you don't have to just think that you have to remake your entire organization overnight. It's a slow, methodical process, but ultimately it needs to start with you. Either you're the CEO or you're that professional. You need to make this a priority and understand the threats that technology poses, but also the opportunities to you as a professional, as a company.
And those are great tips, Michael. And and I know one of the challenges that we have in our industry is, we may think as CEO or on the board that this technology is great. But it's another thing to get it adopted. Any tips there to get people to actually power their business and use the technology?
Most of the best startups, Michael, it's a great question, have customer service and adoption teams that'll help you onboard this technology. And if they don't, you shouldn't be using them, honestly, because that's the nature of the industry. We're not so far along where we've got an ecosystem of people and processes that we could just, easily adopt technology. So when you're reaching out to these tech companies, if they don't have customer service people, or the CEO themselves, or the founder is not helping you onboard the technology, you shouldn't be working with them. The best ones, the ones that have broken out, the ones that I've given examples to, they do. And that's what they're hiring. So if you want to get into technology, you should be looking at that side of the business as well. There's great opportunities to join the sector now. There's tremendous amount of jobs available, mostly in the customer service, customer acquisition part of the business.
And what tips, Michael, would you give people who maybe want to work in the technology field in commercial real estate, or invest in technology, or grow their technology firm in the CRE world right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think I get a lot of resumes, a lot of people from the commercial real estate industry who want to join the sector. And again, my advice is always the same: just understand what your strengths are, study the industry, and the industry right now is lacking people that understand real estate and tech. So do your homework, study, but it's early, so there's great opportunity. I think the greatest jobs in commercial real estate will be in the technology sector over the next 5 to 10 years. So it's a wonderful career. If you're thinking about investing, I would encourage you to begin with, investing in a fund, just like a mutual fund. I think it's a safer way to invest. And there's some extraordinary funds, whether it's Fifth Wall, or the largest one now. They've got about $1 billion under management. But there's Camber Creek, there's Navitas, there's RETV. There's Dream It, there's Metaprop, there's hundreds of funds out there that are available for real estate professionals to invest in, different sizes and what have you. And I think if you're a company and you're looking to adopt, you really think about, hiring, and building a team. But it also, it's about creating a sense of culture that says it's not just about technology, it's about innovation. That I think this is my main message, Michael, is that there's no industry on earth that is going to be immune from the disruptive forces of technology. So it either comes and takes your job and disrupts your industry, or it comes and it enhances your job, enhances your earning power. If you look at like the best use case examples, probably in fintech, and you look at companies like Goldman Sachs and others and how they have future-proofed themselves by investing in technology early, and rethinking their operation, they're much better off as a result, as opposed to just putting their head in the sand and saying, not us.
Yeah, well, that's a great tip, Michael. Thank you for being on the show, and thank you for what you're doing.
Michael. And all kidding aside, I know it's not the 500. I know you're getting close though, and I appreciate all that you do for not just the tech sector, but the entire commercial real estate industry as a whole. You're a beacon of light and information, and I just think the world of all that you've done using this show and this platform to help so many people learn about the industry. So thank you for the opportunity.
Well, you're so kind. Thank you, Michael. And if you'd like to know more about commercial real estate technology, some of the events, some of the blogs and things going on, visit CRETech.com or the newsfunnel.com. Those are two of Michael's companies. And let us know what you think. What technology are you using? What challenges are you having, or what benefits are you having? We appreciate you commenting on the show, reaching out, and sharing it. And please connect with us on your favorite social media. Until next week, be sure that you always learn, lead, learn, and laugh, and join us for America's Commercial Real Estate Show. America's Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty. For customized asset and occupancy solutions, visit bullrealty.com. Commercial Agent Success Strategies. Incredible training for commercial agents. Visit commercialagentsuccess.com.